Hello, I'm Pickaxe, and welcome back to the top 5 video. You might know that it's been a while since I've been in my creative world for a video, and I think that's kind of a shame because no one's got to see Black One Like Steve or any of the other things that I have built over my years of just, randomly building stuff as background for videos. And I figured, why not in today's video just come back in here one more time, maybe inspire someone, or maybe just show you some of the world that you might have missed by showing you my top 5 favorite builds I've built in the past couple of years or so. So yeah, my top 5 creative builds is what I'm showing off in today's video. Hopefully you all do enjoy it. You can like the video if you do because it helps out the channel, and let's say you do like these sorts of videos. But with that said, let's get straight into talking about what my 5th favorite build of all time is. And although it's not going to be Black One Like Steve, it's very, very close because it's just to the left over here, the PlayStation 4 controller. So the reason I like this build so much is not necessarily that it's so amazing. I think it's like kind of big, and I actually really do quite like how it turned out, but it's not necessarily the quality of the build itself. It's the fact that this is essentially a 2D build that looks really 3D, and that it's kind of like great in that way. So if you're curious as to how this came about, I started building a PS4 controller for like the PS4 edition being announced maybe, and what actually ended up happening is I just, couldn't end up finishing it. It looked awful for so long, and I was just like, okay, well, there's a half a PS4 controller, let's just ignore that forever. And then I came back to it, maybe like 6 months ago or something, and I decided, let's finish this, let's get this done, and I did, and I really like the way it ended up, because all this is really, is it's a 2D piece of pixel art. However, because it's 3D in some certain bits, the buttons are 3D and so are the sticks, when you look at it from different angles, it really does look like it's a 3D controller. It looks like there might be some solid bulk back there, but again, it's literally 3 blocks thick, and even then it's really mostly just 1 block thick with a few bits added, and I really kind of love the way that turns out. It's almost inspiring that like you can make 2D pixel art, but if you just do a little bit of detail on it, you can make it look really 3D and make it look, I guess 2.5D would be a good way to describe it. It looks really great in my opinion, and I just, again, it's kind of a good PS4 controller. It reminds me of some of the trailers, and the fact that I managed to build that just by kind of goofing off and making mistakes, I think is kind of wonderful. So yeah, this is my PS4 controller. I do quite like it, and it looks like my real PS4 controller, which is some good news if you ask me. So yeah, that is the PS4 controller, my 5th favorite build that I've built in this creative world. My 4th favorite build is honestly one that it's really simple, and it's one that anyone can do, because all it is an enchantment table, but scaled up to 16 by 16. So yeah, this is the thing right here. I don't know if that's actually 16 by 16, but this is an enchantment table, but every single block on the enchantment table is turned into a real life Minecraft, or a real Minecraft block. So obsidian, then redstone, then diamonds, because that's how it looks over there. So there's no book on top, which I think is kind of unnecessary, but maybe you want to give that a try. But either way, you can see this is an enchantment table. It's one of those items that really kind of works well when you scale it up to 16 by 16, in my opinion, or again, I think it's like 14 by 14 or something, but, it works really well when you scale it up like this, and then I've used it inside as an enchantment room, so all my enchantments are stored here, and I really love the internal look of this thing too, like, oh yeah, well, there's an enchantment table, you need to have one of those, and the fact that I've then used that, like, as things for a video, I know, it's not the most beautiful build in the world, but the fact that there's a functional little, like, almost set there for, like, videos on enchantments, I think that's kind of beautiful, personally, and that's why it's one of my favorites, the enchantment table build, and this enchantment table is slightly off. I don't know how that ended up there, but this should be over there, because there's one on each table, on each corner too, which is pretty great. So yeah, that is the 4th favorite build in this creative world. My 3rd favorite one is one I shot somewhat recently, but it's just so like eye-catchingly beautiful. Again, I want some excuse to do this in survival, because it is the spawn monument of the pickaxe. So again, this is kind of like the logo for survival game modes on console, I think, and as you can see, this is a pool next to it, and this is meant to be a spawn area that allows you to go anywhere in the world you like. But yeah, the pickaxe is just so appealing to me, because it's being held up and it's just kind of sitting there. There's something just so appealing about, oh yeah, this is a mining world, this is a survival world. Like, maybe it's just what the pickaxe represents, but I really love the way it's done, and because it's not done with just wool and stuff, it's done with survival blocks, it kind of shows that, yeah, this definitely is a survival world, but just because it's survival, it doesn't mean we can't make beautiful things. And even though this was, I think, actually, yeah, we were certainly built on creative, the fact that there is a beautiful survival monument is still kind of wonderful, if you ask me. So yeah, as you can see, this is how you do it. It's fairly simple, I think, but it is a spawn area that can be made beautiful with just a single. Again, this is why logos are so amazing. If your logo can make a really good point, this is the survival world logo, for instance, then you could do some amazing things, and that's why logos are important. You gotta just really sell your point with just one picture, and I think this one build kind of sells everything that I really like in Minecraft. So yeah, that's why it's beautiful. It's like artsy or something. But let's move on to the second favorite build in this world, which is this one right here, and it's the giant twin towers. And this is mostly because, honestly, I just started building it one day as like, oh yeah, let's make a pattern of like circle, like 3 layers of glass, layer of emerald, layer of stone, 3 layers of glass, so on and so forth. And then I just kept on building up and up and up and up, and then eventually I had these giant towers, and I was like, oh, why did I build those? I'm not too sure. I don't think I even used the gameplay anywhere. It was just like, okay, now I've got some towers in the background. But the thing is, everyone has loved these builds so much, and it's made me appreciate them more and more and more as it goes on. Like, from the background, these are like just some beautiful towers, and it makes you realize that, oh yeah, well, sometimes just by building something that looks like a pattern, you can build something amazing. If you recall the pipes from my, epic build video, like if you just take a simple pattern in Minecraft and you scale it up just right, and it involves some glass, you can make some amazing stuff. And to me, that's, again, although there's some builds where you can like do this really crazy intricate stuff and make amazing things, personally I love it better when there's a pattern to it, when there's a fact that you can like kind of sit there and work it, and that's why I love making these, and that's why I love in general the concept of again, pattern builders, because you can work, it's not about like, oh yeah, every 5 seconds you take a break and you change how it's going. This is just the same thing, but it's a beautiful enough design that it works, and it makes these lovely towers, and apparently people have liked them as much as I have. So what is the top, my favorite build in my entire creative world? And although there's a bunch of like, kind of candidates for this one, I was thinking like, oh yeah, I really like the Xbox One and the, next to the 4J logo. I really like the Willow Mansion. I really love the llama. I love all these different things, but I think my favorite build, I think we can all agree that although the Willow Mansion, it took a lot of work and it's a really great thing, I think something that looks just a little bit better has to be the car. So yeah, this is the most amazing build I've ever built. It's very, very high quality. It might blow your mind because this is it right here. It is a car. So I know you can already tell it's a car because it looks perfectly like one. Again, this is how all cars look in the modern world. But there's something about the way I built this that is almost better than a regular car. Like, look how perfectly the window is placed. There's two of them too, one on each side. Wow, isn't that amazing? That's like real cars. It's got a windshield right here. Again, looks perfect. That steering wheel, perfectly sized for the windscreen too. And in the perfect location, that's usually where steering wheels tend to go. If you look below the car, the beautiful thing about it, matches a real car perfectly. Even has axles between the wheels, just for that final layer of like, creativity. Also, you'll notice the tires are of different thickness depending on where you are. And you'll also notice there's actually a way to go from underneath the car directly into the inside of it, which, by the way, beautifully done interior also, because beds are, this is how you drive cars in real life. It's just so, what is this meant to be? I guess this is like a handbrake maybe in the middle of the car, a gear stick maybe. Anyway, what I'm saying is this car is just so beautiful, and nothing I ever build will ever come quite as close to being this amazingly done. Like, you could build a million things every single day in your life, and you'd never make something as great as my car. And based on all the definitely compliments I've seen in the comments, I think everyone agrees with me in that. So yeah, one day I aspire to come close to building something this amazing, and maybe you should too, because it is the best thing I've ever built, in my opinion. But I don't know what you do think about all of these builds and about this video in general in the comments down below. Otherwise, you can like it if you did like it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you very much for watching. Just as a quick clarification, in case you're like, oh, that's the worst look at. Yeah, it's a joke. I was making it deliberately to be awful in the background for video, and people still like made jokes about it. So now the joke is like, oh, let's just call it amazing then, and see how people react to that. And I guess if we read the comments, then we'll see how people do react to that. But for now, I hope you did enjoy the video. Like if you liked it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel. And if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.